Hello there. Welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. We're covering Haskell weekend. It's Haskell Saturday, loaded with plenty of racing to cover and discuss. We've got past performances. I'm doing final selections for the big races. We're going to not only nail down picks for the Haskell, we're going to dive into the United Nations Stakes. Then we're going to hit the Wolf Hill and also the Monmouth Cup. So those final four races, which we'll put together at the end, a 50-cent pick four for races 9 through 12. It's a 500K guaranteed 50-cent pick four. So I thought that'd be kind of neat. So probably going to parse it up into a couple of different episodes at least to drop today, depending on how long the runtime is. As always, be subscribed to the channel. Clicking that like button, setting your notification bells, all that kind of good stuff is great. You can follow me over on X at Billy Ho Sports. We're going to jump right into the past performances for this mile and 3/8, or for the Wolf Hill / Monmouth Cup Part 1. Wolf Hill, 5.5 furlongs on the turf, 3-year-olds and up. Let's get after it. All right. As you can see, it's 5.5 furlongs on the turf. The Wolf Hill 100K purse, 3-year-olds and upward. This is leg one of our 50-cent. There's the 500,000 guaranteed 50-cent pick four, races 9, 10, 11, and 12. So let's get into it. Now, I admittedly have a little trouble with these turf sprints. I don't like them that much. It's really difficult, but I've been trying to research and be better at it. You should always try to get better at things that you're not good at. So this is one of them. But I got a few different choices. I guess you have to really start number one, Iman. That's trained by Joseph Orsenio and Paco Lopez. Rides 48% in the win, place, and show for Orsenio, not really high up on the list. Paco Lopez is tearing it up at 27% clip. He's a very, very underrated jockey, so that's kind of got my interest in him. Sometimes he takes a lot of criticism, but sometimes he gets that job done. Not so much hip on the inside post for the closer here, so that might be a wait and see. I think Golden Brown is going to be a toss. Just the speed figures aren't there. Always far back versus weaker. When it piles up over on the right-hand side with these bullet points, I tend to shy away. Number 3, that's right, 20-1 on the line. Brittany Russell is a good up-and-coming trainer, and Rendon is a top-notch jockey. 25% shipper, early running speed. This is all kind of adds up to pretty decent live long shot, really. I don't think that it's going to go on the ticket for a pick four, but if you were able to afford to spend a little extra money, I would definitely add this one in. Sired by Golden Sense, who was a little bit more of a shorter distance runner, sprinter type. So that's what you kind of look for in these turf sprints, sired by sprinters themselves. So number 4 is Alagon, and that's Edward Allard. This one won the Wolf Hill last year, actually, way down here, 5.5. Press the pace, so we know it can be done. It's not just going to be wire to wire job. So we got it's Abner Adorno who rode that horse twice, rode it to victory here last year. So back on the saddle. But what I'm going to do for my pick four is I'm going to fade last year's winner. I'm just going to say I don't think he can win two in a row. So that eliminates him from the card, but not necessarily from the exotics. So definitely underneath play. Now, this one's probably going to be your top choice. It's Arzak. It's Irad Ortiz. Michael Trombella is 17% winner on turfs and 46% in the money. Solid 94s, 96, 95, 99. Just consistent speed all the way up through. Won a grade 2 Woodford back in October of last year. Ran it in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. at 5 furlongs, but just gave way. Was actually in the lead, right at the lead in the stretch. So definitely a quality horse. So I don't mind. I wouldn't even mind if you wanted to single this one, if you wanted to take a shot. Number 6, Extendo, I don't think I'm going to go with, although Orseno and Saez, that's a pretty good combo. Really did run well in its last race, second by a head, but that was 5.5 on the all weather just for 50K. So you gotta take some stands. This one I did find interesting as a live long shot. Kelly Breen, low key, good trainer, one of the top trainers in Monmouth, 24% win rate. So Vincent Chaminade, low key good on riding turf horses, and one last out. Just doesn't have any big experience. Definitely outclassed by a while, but the speed figures are there. So you never know when these horses are ready to take the jump. I mean, looked really good at 5.5 on the Monmouth track 2 different times. So definitely got a little more experience. But Paco Lopez is over on the other horse now. So I don't know what that tells you. That's interesting. But like I said, Outlaw Country, it's 15-1 morning line. It's a, like I said, it's something you want to use underneath to fill out exactas and trifectas as a live long shot. Number 8 is definitely a contender, and that's nothing better. Front end speed, Mighty Bow, won by half, so that's a solid figure there. So I would use this one just in case you get a wire to wire job. So ultimately, I'm going to go with I believe the 5 and the 8 in this one. Arzak and Nothing Better. Those two are going to be the first leg one selections. Then underneath of that, I got the number 4, I got the number 1, I got the number 7 to use underneath. So, and you probably can even throw in either the 6 or the probably not the 3. I'd say that maybe you could throw in the 6 as well, but just 3 or 4 underneath the 5 and the 8 is all I would go there. So let's jump over and look at race 10, which is the Monmouth Cup. Okay, Monmouth Cup is a mile and an eighth on the dirt, graded 3, $400,000 purse, 3-year-olds and upward. Got a pretty decent field, but it's top heavy. So, Stage Raider, I kind of had a little bit of interest in last year, and I want to say it was somewhere. I think going into the Tenacious D. I see he went off at about 4.5, 5-1, close to it. I think maybe I had some interest in that one, but it just didn't fire. So tried some grade ones, tried to run in a Breeders' Cup, but just not this. Just it's just not your deal, not your bag, baby, as they say. But the ACAC, a grade 3, this is probably a good spot. I mean, if you can find that form where you were running hundreds and 93s, you're absolutely in this mix. Jose Ortiz, Sherry DeVoe. So interesting, but I'm probably going to pass. Kuchar, I'll probably do the same. The speed figures look really good. Does have some graded stakes experience. But I think and a good jockey, Flavian Pratt. But I don't think that I'm going to get there with this one either. Highland Falls is probably the reason why. 96, 90. I mean, nothing but improvements coming off the layoff into January. So 93, 96, 99, 101, then gets a 49-day break and is probably going to come right back with at least a 98 in this race, which puts this one squarely in the single category for that pick 4 if you'd like. So it's probably going to be my top choice. Counter Spy, I did have some interest in. You can completely toss this last race out, angled in and faltered. Just really, I'm not really sure why they, of course, it always did run at like a mile and 6.5, but you could see it had a little bit more success going a mile, winning at a mile, won at a mile 70. So I don't know why they didn't start pushing, then came right back at a mile one, but then backed it down to 6 where it got killed. Then went right back up to a mile and won, but then dropped down to 7 and sucked. So I'm not really sure why they did that, but returning to a route is definitely interesting. So sired by Gunrunner, also definitely interesting. So that one is probably an underneath use. I don't think that it's going to be good enough to beat Highland Falls. And neither are the rest of these. I'm going to skim past these. The Cosiris and Surface to Air, I'm just going to pass on both of those. Although there's not without their merits. Did win last out going a mile. So one of these could surprise. Far Mo Power, Louis Linder, Dexter Haddock. I think I'll pass on that too. But here's the monkey wrench right here. Tappet Trice, Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz. This horse, I don't care if it hasn't raced in 10 months, it's going to take a lot of money. I mean, it was really running well. And he's passed, I know, on 2 occasions. I can't remember the races most recently, but he's scratched out of the last 2. And I'm wondering if it's just the fact that the horse is just not training well, or it's not getting into shape. So maybe he's finally going to pull the trigger. If he scratches it here, if he scratches out of this race, be real worried about this horse and its fitness and whatever it's doing, because he's already pulled it twice that I know of. But if he's just decently good, he can beat this field just on pure talent alone. He's a presser. He'll get out and run, but sometimes he tends to get off slow. So if it's a real blistering hot pace, he could get left behind like he did in last year's Haskell. But if you want to include him, or you can single one or the other, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 2 options when we get to the end, but it's between the 3 and the 8 for me. Just straight up boxing horses. And if you want to like put those 2 on top and then play Counter Spy underneath, and maybe Stage Raider and counter that's what I would do. I would have the 1 and the 4 underneath in exotics, and play the 3 and the 8 on top. That would be just for the single race. But you play the 3 and the 8 for leg 2 of the pick 4, or you single the 3. That's the 2 options we'll have at the end. So stick around for that.